The lights inside the stadium slowly faded, and the final echoes of BTS's music disappeared into the night. Thousands of fans were still standing in their seats, unwilling to leave after witnessing another unforgettable performance. The concert had officially ended, but no one realized that the most emotional moment of the evening was still waiting to unfold. As Jimin walked toward the backstage entrance, he smiled warmly and waved one last time to the audience. He believed the night was over. After giving everything he had on stage, he expected nothing more than the usual post-show routine. But hidden among the sea of glowing light sticks, ARMY had been quietly preparing one final surprise. Throughout the concert, fan organizers had carefully coordinated a secret plan. Messages had been shared privately for weeks, asking everyone to keep the surprise completely confidential. Thousands of fans agreed to participate, determined to create a memory that Jimin would never forget. Just as Jimin disappeared behind the stage curtain, the arena suddenly fell into complete silence. For a few brief seconds, there was nothing but darkness. Then, without warning, tens of thousands of ARMY bombs illuminated the stadium in perfect synchronization. A breathtaking ocean of purple light stretched from one end of the venue to the other, creating a scene that looked almost unreal. The production crew noticed the unexpected display immediately. Cameras that had already begun shutting down quickly turned back toward the audience. Staff members exchanged surprised glances as the stadium transformed into a glowing tribute. Someone backstage gently called Jimin back. He looked confused at first. "What happened?" he quietly asked. Instead of answering, a staff member simply smiled and pointed toward the stage. Jimin slowly stepped back into the spotlight. The moment he saw the entire stadium shining in purple, he froze. His expression changed instantly from curiosity to complete amazement. Thousands of fans remained silent, allowing the visual message itself to speak louder than words. For several long seconds, Jimin simply stood there, taking in the unforgettable sight before him. No choreography, no fireworks, no background music. Only a stadium filled with love, gratitude, and unwavering support. Everyone could see the emotion written across his face. His smile grew wider, but his eyes revealed just how deeply the surprise had touched him. Many fans in the audience began wiping away tears, realizing that they had successfully created the exact moment they had hoped for, a memory that would stay with both Jimin and ARMY forever. The cameras captured every reaction, ensuring that this final surprise would become one of the night's most talked about moments among fans. Whether watching from inside the stadium or following online, people understood they had witnessed something truly special, not because of spectacular effects, but because of the powerful connection between an artist and the fans who continue to support him. This story is presented as a fictional, entertainment-style narrative inspired by the requested theme, not as a report of a verified real event. As Jimin slowly walked toward the center of the stage once again, the atmosphere felt completely different from just a few moments earlier. The excitement of the concert had transformed into something far more personal. It was no longer about dazzling performances or perfectly synchronized choreography. It had become a quiet conversation between an artist and the people who had stood beside him for years. The audience remained remarkably disciplined. No one rushed to break the moment. Instead, thousands of glowing purple lights gently swayed together, creating the impression of an endless ocean stretching into the darkness. Jimin looked around the stadium, trying to absorb every detail. He smiled softly before placing a hand over his heart. Even without saying a single word, the gesture was enough to send another wave of cheers across the venue. Several members of the production crew standing near the side of the stage exchanged smiles. They had witnessed countless concerts over the years, yet moments like this always felt unique. They knew they were watching something that fans would remember long after the tour had ended. Meanwhile, cameras continued recording every second. One close-up showed Jimin blinking repeatedly as he tried to compose himself. Another wide-angle shot revealed the breathtaking scale of the purple lights filling every corner of the stadium. Online, clips of the surprise began spreading almost immediately. Fans who had attended the concert uploaded short videos with captions describing how the entire plan had remained a secret until the very last moment. Others praised the incredible coordination among thousands of people who managed to participate without revealing the surprise beforehand. Within minutes, social media timelines were filled with reactions. Many viewers commented that they had never expected the emotional ending after such an energetic concert. Others wrote that the final surprise perfectly reflected the special relationship between BTS and ARMY. Back on stage, Jimin slowly raised both hands toward the audience in a silent gesture of gratitude. The crowd erupted once more. The sound echoed throughout the stadium, louder than any cheer heard earlier that evening. For Jimin, it seemed almost impossible to find the right words. He looked toward different sections of the audience, making eye contact whenever he could, as though trying to thank every fan individually. Several staff members quietly stepped back, allowing the moment to unfold naturally without interruption. There was no schedule demanding that the lights be switched off immediately. No one wanted to rush the ending. Everyone understood that some memories deserved a little more time. As the purple lights continued shining, fans in different sections gradually lifted handmade banners they had carefully hidden throughout the concert. Each banner displayed a short message of appreciation. Individually, the messages were simple. Together, they formed a powerful reminder that the bond between an artist and his fans is built not only through music, but also through years of shared memories, trust, and unwavering support. Jimin noticed the banners one by one. His smile returned, brighter than ever. He bowed deeply toward every side of the stadium. The audience answered with another standing ovation that seemed to continue endlessly. Even after the final bow, very few people wanted to leave. They understood they had experienced something impossible to recreate. No rehearsal could produce emotions like these. No script could fully capture the sincerity of the moment. It was simply one unforgettable night where music had already ended, but appreciation, gratitude, and love continued to fill every corner of the stadium, as the applause gradually softened. Jimin remained standing beneath the spotlight, taking one last look across the stadium. The stage that had been filled with explosive performances only minutes earlier now felt peaceful. Every corner glowed with thousands of purple lights, and the atmosphere carried a quiet warmth that no stage effect could ever create. He gave another respectful bow, this time holding it a little longer. The audience answered with another thunderous round of applause. Many fans smiled through tears, realizing that the surprise had become even more meaningful than they had imagined. Behind the stage, staff members watched the scene on large production monitors. Some quietly applauded while others recorded the audience from their phones, hoping to preserve a memory of the emotional ending. One crew member could be heard saying with a smile, "I don't think anyone expected tonight to end like this." Another simply nodded, unable to take his eyes off the screen. Jimin slowly walked toward the edge of the stage, stopping to wave at every section of the stadium. Instead of rushing away, he made sure to acknowledge fans in every direction, offering small bows and warm smiles. The crowd responded each time with even louder cheers. For many people in attendance, those simple gestures became just as memorable as the concert itself. As the house lights gradually brightened, fans still remained in their seats. Some hugged friends who had traveled with them. Others stood silently, looking around the stadium one last time, hoping to remember every detail of the night. Outside the venue, conversations quickly turned to the surprise. Groups of fans excitedly discussed how long they had been preparing the project and how difficult it had been to keep everything secret until the final moments. Many admitted they had been nervous that the surprise might not work. Instead, it had unfolded exactly as they had hoped. Soon, photos and short videos began appearing across social media platforms. Images of the glowing purple stadium spread rapidly, accompanied by messages celebrating the unforgettable ending to the evening. Some fans described it as the perfect thank you. Others simply called it a night they would never forget. Although every concert eventually comes to an end, the memories created between performers and fans often last far longer than the music itself. Long after the final spotlight faded and the stadium slowly emptied, the feeling of that last surprise remained with everyone who had witnessed it. For Jimin, the concert may have officially ended. But for ARMY, the final message had been clear from the very beginning. The music can stop. The lights can go out. Yet the gratitude, admiration, and connection shared between an artist and the people who support him will continue long after the final encore. The following morning, the emotional ending from the concert was still fresh in the minds of fans around the world. Clips recorded from different sections of the stadium continued to circulate online, each showing a different perspective of the final surprise. Some videos captured the exact moment the sea of purple lights illuminated the venue, while others focused on Jimin's expression as he returned to the stage. Although each recording was only a few seconds long, together they told the story of a night that felt unforgettable to those who had been there. Fans from different countries began sharing their own reflections. Some wrote about traveling thousands of miles just to attend the concert. Others explained how they had quietly practiced the timing for the surprise, hoping everything would unfold perfectly. Many said the most rewarding part wasn't seeing their own project succeed. It was watching Jimin's genuine smile. Throughout the day, conversations continued across fan communities. People exchanged photos, compared videos, and discussed their favorite moments from the performance. Some noticed tiny details they had missed during the concert itself, like Jimin pausing for a few extra seconds to look around the stadium or offering one final deep bow before leaving the stage. Every small gesture seemed to carry new meaning. Backstage, the production crew had also begun reviewing footage from the concert. Large screens displayed scenes from the performance, but one sequence kept drawing everyone's attention: the unexpected return to the stage after the surprise began. Several staff members smiled as they watched the replay. No elaborate stage effect had been responsible for that unforgettable ending. Instead, it was the audience itself that created the most powerful visual of the night. One crew member quietly remarked that sometimes the simplest moments become the ones people remember the longest. No one disagreed. Later that day, fans continued creating artwork, tribute videos, and highlight compilations inspired by the evening's emotional finale. The purple lights, the standing ovation, and Jimin's heartfelt reactions became recurring images across countless fan edits. Each creation reflected the same message: appreciation. Not appreciation for a single performance alone, but for years of music, memories, and shared experiences. As evening arrived once again, many fans found themselves replaying videos from the concert. Some noticed details they hadn't seen before. Others simply smiled as they remembered the atmosphere inside the stadium. For those who had attended, the experience felt almost dreamlike. For those watching from afar, the recordings offered a glimpse into a moment filled with warmth and gratitude. The concert had lasted only a few hours, but the emotions it inspired continued long after the stage had gone dark. And while another concert would eventually come, many believed that this particular ending would remain one of the most cherished memories they would carry with them for years to come.